Hey now, how's everybody doing? I'm on a roll, 3 weeks in a row, getting the weekend show published Saturday morning. I know you don't necessarily watch it Saturday morning, but at least I'm getting it done on time. Rancor Rumble. This track set was, playset track set. Hard to find, showing up at the discount outlets or overstock places. I've had this quite some time, a few months. I can't wait for them to release the Gamoran Guard character car as a single. Now this one's exclusive with this decoration, so if they do release it in the single, it'll have to have some other type of decoration. Anyways, I do plan on reviewing that set. Last week, we were talking about the drop tops, so I thought I'd put some of the drop tops out here. Speed Bump in green had faster than ever wheels. Now that I think about it, this one might have had faster than ever wheels as well. But anyways, here's a couple samples of Speed Bump. These cars, I don't know why they hardly get any releases. They work good on the track set. I'm going to talk about that later in the show. There's a few other models. In red, you have Lomad. In blue, that's the low CGT. And low carbs in yellow. That's a second color for the low carbs that I've had on this track for a while here. Curbside, that's a pretty cool car right there. Curbside. In the back, that's Flattery. This one is really flat, true to its name. Now, even though all of these are pretty good track cars, the low carb series, Flattery itself, it didn't work very well. It had skinny tires in the front, and I wonder if it didn't work good after a while because of skinny tires. I'm not sure. I think this is the only car that's actually used in Mattel's lineup. It was in the mystery cars. I think they even made it one of the Gold Chase mystery cars, and that is the 1963 Corvette Stingray. We talked about the BMW recently. I'm going to have a little bit of bonus content. We're going to talk about this version coming up. Ken likes my Tasmanian Devil cup that I have on my desk. So I figured I'd get Taz from the Monster Jam. This upcoming week is Shark Week. So next Truckin' Tuesday, I'm going to have something with sharks. Another truck piece. Check it out. My first error find for Jurassic World. The tent in the back, or canopy, the tarp cover, the plastic didn't form all the way on the left side. Look, it didn't fill the cavity when they made the part. I was looking and I said, I don't think it's supposed to be that way. And then I found another one and I checked. It said, sure enough. So I went ahead and bought it. Keep that one in the package. And Bulletproof. Bulletproof was in my recent case unboxing video. Let me go ahead and talk about them. In my 2018 L case unboxing video, I had talked about Bulletproof and how it used to have co-molded body design. I'm going to keep this in the package for now, but I don't need to open it to explain. If you notice how it has a blue body and red interior, let's take a look at this red sample right here. Notice how it has this angled mark right here. Well, see, the body design is pretty much the same. Here's a red sample. Here's a blue sample. But if you notice the white part here, and this one has the aqua accents. Well, if you look on the inside, this one has an aqua rivet. This one has a white rivet. This one has a blue rivet. Blue, the body color. This one's the color of the interior, right? Or actually this part right here. And then this one's white stripes. Has white rivets. Well, if you notice, it's a plastic window. It's reddish, like it's the body, right? Yellow, like it's the body. This one has normal white windows, white, translucent, clear windows. You can see right through it. This one, they just kind of made it thin. Well, what was cool? The stripes, the aqua stripes, it's actually a different color plastic being molded the same time as they mold the yellow. And you can tell this You see, there's the same piece. Well, if you look underneath on the inside of the fender right here, it's going to be a little hard to get in there. But if you look inside the wheel well, you can see light blue right there. I got to keep this here so it stays focused. You can see this light blue is it's going all the way through the inside. And here you have light blue. Comes around for that part right here. Well, it's the same for that part right there. I don't know if I can flare this open. Oh, you can see it right there. Look right there. It's actually plastic. That plastic part is molded with the, this white is molded with the red. Here you can see the white rivets. Inside you can see the white part right there. That plastic part right there. Here's your white sides. And then in here, I don't know if we can get in there. But, no, you can't see. It's too hard to see. And here's the white part right here for these white parts. All of this white, it was wild, really wild. It's these two plastic parts are co-molded together. I can imagine that was kind of tricky to do manufacturing wise. So with them trying to cut costs, they just keep it simple. Make it a body, interior, window, wheels, and done. So no more co-mold body for Bulletproof. The BMWs that are behind me, I believe F. Clef Rules brought up the subject. And thank you to I Like Tacos, Cats, and Cars. I think you are thinking of the Mercedes 380 SEL. It had many releases in the 90s and also had a dog in the back seat. Sure enough, that's the model that has the pooch in the back seat. Got your little doggy waiting for the owner to come back. As you can tell, the windows are down so the dog's safe. Please do not put your pets or your family, for that matter, in hot cars with the windows rolled up. I showed the squishy flat cars behind me, the drop tops, because Daniel Sanders Folger, he thought that when I called them drop tops, he thought I was saying the name of the car, and he was helping me saying low carbs is the name of the car. I already let him know that drop tops was the name of the type of car. You know, pretty much just like the Blings. My Chevy Avalanche was in the Blings series. Big shiny wheels. PYFF. I'm surprised drop tops don't have many releases. They are some of my favorite cars. That is why I have all of them, except one. When I use them on Loop Chase Race Wall Track, two of them did very well. I'm with you, Bubba. I can use some new colors myself. Ben Ogle, dear RaceGrooves, what is your fastest race car? Well, it was sitting on the track behind me. The Noodlehead is my fastest car. It's a red line from the early days of Hot Wheels. Speaking of track, how about a track time snippet coming up right after this break? Gab Formoso, how often do you upload in track time? Well, right now I'm shooting for once a month, but I definitely want to try to get it to where I'm getting track time videos at least once a week. Initial VAT, ask RaceGrooves, when is the next track time presentation, and when will you review the Thrill Driver's Corkscrew? Well, you're going to have to wait a couple weeks for Thrill Driver's Corkscrew, but did you notice I just had a track time presentation? Blob, ask RaceGrooves, in my local Walgreens, I saw a Skull Crusher, and I bought it because I love the style. Is Skull Crusher a good car? Also, the hilarious thing, it's not even Halloween. Well, when they release the car, you know, it could be sitting there forever. Anyways, let's check out Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher. White. I forgot to turn down the boosters. These boosters are from the 90s. They are not modern boosters. Now, for those of you who are newer, that track time snippet, what I was doing is, that's an old track time layout. It's not like I set it up just to do Skull Crusher. I filmed hundreds of cars on that track time layout, and I thought that I'd be able to put snippets and then track time snippets on the track time channel. Well, they're kind of boring because I don't interact with it at all. I just kind of do it. So anyways, that's why I had that. You never know, I might have something, I might not. Track time has changed now. It's the track time channel. There'll be track time shoutouts. I'm gonna have track time feature videos, and I'm working on epic track battles. As a matter of fact, the two contestants are in that case right there. No, you can't see yet. This week I did Truckin' Tuesday, and Mattel, you know, they still have the Monster Jam license, so they released a new little mini set, a little mini collection. And here we have John Schuster posted a comment. Sad to see the last of the Hot Wheels Monster Jams. I'm pretty sure with Spin Master, probably they will make Paw Patrol themed Monster Jams. You never know, right? If they have the license, and if Monster Jam doesn't mind. Well, you know what? Wouldn't be surprised what happened. Look what Mattel did. They had the Hot Wheels Monster Jams, and then they had the licensed trucks. But they've also been doing like Star Wars character cars, you know, these big monster truck type vehicles. Hey, so Spin Master, if they turn around and they start making the Monster Jams, they might have a set on the side, Monster Trucks, Spin Patrol, Paw Patrol. You never know. I'm sure they'll do a good job with the product. We should find out in a few months. In the meantime, you know, Hot Wheels Monster Jam are going to end soon. Some people are posting that their Monster Jams already clearanced, starting to clearance at their Walmart stores. But I don't know the official end date. I don't recall. You know, when it happens, it happens. If you like the new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks, Hot Wheels is continuing with Monster Trucks, not Monster Jam. And they've already, some Walmarts have already got it. I haven't found any yet. I got enough things to do. Trust me, I look. Jonathan Palacios, going to be collecting the Greenlight Bigfoot monster trucks. I might, depends on when I see them. So Greenlight Collectibles are going to have their own adult collectibles, you know, more collectible version of some of the monster trucks, including Bigfoot. I'll have a look at them, you know, whether I buy one or not. Speaking of trucks, here's a quick sneak peek of this coming Truckin' Tuesday. I told you it's going to have the shark in there. Jeremy Richard G. Reyes asked RaceGrooves, how did Mattel not change the lower base car for the Aventador? Miura homage, but it's different from other Lamborghini Aventador models. It's really familiar. Yeah, the Miura homage is just a previous Aventador, but they painted 50 cars, not Mattel. Lamborghini painted 50 cars of an Aventador, made a special release. So I don't know if they changed anything on the engine, Lamborghini, but for Mattel, it's the same car that's been re-released, so they just released it with a new paint job, as far as I know. Steve Anonymous, ask RaceGrooves, you mentioned UPC code searches in the last weekend show, and I have noticed that cards on different cars will have the same UPC. Plus, if looking for a track set from 2014, its UPC code will be the same as on the 2017 box if they're still producing it. Have you ran into this before? So the UPC on the Hot Wheels package, the UPC on the package, right? You know, Mattel changed the UPC code, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, because they were using another UPC code for years and years, and then finally they changed it. Anyway, the UPC code stands for basic Hot Wheels cars, and it could be lots and lots of cars. Here's an older package, so it's going to have a different UPC. But see, that's why there's a problem with, even though they changed the UPC code actually stays in the system because the UPC has been assigned to that product. That's why sometimes people return the Hot Wheels cars. Some of the cars, 10, 15 years old, they return them. Well, the UPC is still in the system. But as far as the UPC code with track sets, you know, on the shelf, Mattel will have like an area for track sets, but it could be like different types of track sets. And generally, it's the sets that are long rectangular boxes, or even some of the play sets. You can have different types of play sets. They might have the same UPC because they go in that spot. I think you talked about them having, if they reissue the same set, that set was already given a UPC. They wouldn't give it a new UPC because it's the same product. I hope I answered your question. I don't have any direct information as far as how UPCs are assigned or how they apply for UPCs. I know that certain collectibles, each character will get its own UPC code, and that's probably to prevent people from buying a case and then they turn around and take all the good premium figures and then they try to return the old ones They buy the premium figures in the store, and then they buy a case, and then they return the figures that people really don't want to get their money back. And so now they got the premium figures, and they got rid of the non-premium. That's the problem with UPC codes, and that's why they should be changed from from time to time. Dylan Segalis 90. RaceGrooves, you have broke cars? Yeah, I have some cars that are broken. I save them because maybe I have a project. You might be seeing them actually in the coming months. David Menez asks RaceGrooves, I am trying to find a Herbie Volkswagen Beetle from 2014, and the price is too high. I found one that is around $80 and one near $10. What do you think about these prices? Is it worth it or not to buy it? It's up to you. First of all, those are gone from the stores. So whatever the secondary price is, the secondary price. If you don't want to pay that price, don't pay that price. But I had already replied, I had checked. Seems like they were selling for like $5 but online, but then you got to pay for shipping. Why is it paying $10 the same? So if you find it in a store for $10, and it's not going to be a retail store, it's going to be a collectibles store because they're reselling it. If they're asking $10, that's pretty much what the price is. Fair enough price. You can't expect to pay $1. It's a collectible piece, and people want that. That's one of the ones that's going to appreciate in value. Jairo Camacho. Seems like I got a few Latino names in a row. Just happened. Or maybe South American. I don't know. I don't mean any offense, okay? You like my t-shirt? My kids gave me the pug. Look, I love pugs. A little Nirvana throwback, but it's not quite the same. They left something out. Ask RaceGrooves, are you going to review Hot Wheels car wash you have in the background? And down here, there's a Hot Wheels car wash. I don't know when I'll get to that. I put it there just to, maybe I'll do it in the future. But right now, it's just plug in that spot. On that note, Josh Thau, are you still going to unbox the Hot Wheels World City set, Superhighway? And that's kind of why I tied these two questions together, because that's a Hot Wheels World playset. And then they had playsets with the streets and stuff, and I've been wanting to get to that stuff, and he's been a viewer for a long time. He just pops in. That's what he loves, Hot Wheels World. So that's why when he commented, I recognized the name right away. And now it makes me sad, because now I don't know if I'm going to get to unbox that. I don't know exactly, but some of those box sets are worth $100 now. And unfortunately, with the ad revenue on YouTube, I'm not sure if it would be wise for me to unbox it. If it could get 100,000 views, which would compensate me for the loss of the value of the set. Once you open it, it's not worth $100. I don't know. Now I'm sad, because I wish I would have been able to get to it before. If I could get 100,000 views, then it's like no question I can do it. Now it's like, now I don't know if I can do it. You can use the Ask RaceGrooves hashtag on Twitter or Instagram, because I searched for it before the show to see if I can find things that people wanted to know. And Brandon Stevens asked, what was the last year for the metal base on the Monster Jam trucks? So like right here, Taz, he's talking about this part right here. This part right here. This is shiny chrome. So this is plastic base. And before that, they had a metal base. And Mattel changed that. I'm thinking it was around 2005. I didn't look it up to be exact, but I'm pretty sure it was like around 2005. I also, on Instagram, I post the thumbnail for the weekend show. And then you can post a comment there, and I might pick it to feature in the weekend show. The Carman 32, I keep missing it. I don't know how you miss it. I upload every week. All you got to go do is go to the channel and find the video. Smiling Menace, do you think Matchbox has been treated unfairly by Mattel in the distribution department compared to Hot Wheels because of what sells on the market? I don't think so. I think that Matchbox is being treated fair. How? You can't expect companies to spend lots of money on product that doesn't sell a lot. Do you think that they can make 5 times the shelf space and have all sorts of products, and then that stuff doesn't sell? I don't know if it would sell or it wouldn't. I'm just saying. When Toys R Us was around, there was other Matchbox items that you could only find at Toys R Us. But it's just like me with some of the things that I do here, this weekend show. Do you think that I should produce this daily and have a daily show because you want more of the weekend show? I can't do it. I spend all day working on this show, and it gets 5,000 views, I get $5. That's it. I just can't. So Mattel, they can't necessarily do that either. On that note, unfortunately, it's Hot Wheels' 50th anniversary, and it's Matchbox, I think, 65th anniversary. Well, you know, since Matchbox is the stepchild, it kind of just gets a little 65th on the package, and it's kind of a little, it's not a huge celebration. Now, of course, hardcore Matchbox collectors aren't happy about that. What can you do? Mattel owns the brand. They decide how much, how this and that. Unless you want to buy the brand, unless it's for sale, and you want to invest millions of dollars in tooling and personnel and all that stuff, it's just how it's going to be. Fernando Jimenez. Last week we were talking about, you know, is there ways to find the Hot Wheels cars? Here's a decent comment. I put it on the screen, pause, I'm moving on. Audio Ramplify, my Target just loaded a 2017 case, so I don't know how or what happened in July of 2018. We were talking about old cars showing up. I don't know, they just show up. Faster the Dragster, I really wish Toys R Us would have kept their eBay store and online site. I think they could have done well in those areas instead of brick and mortar stores. YouTube Red was the beginning of the end. I think it's getting worse and worse in regards to Toys R Us and online. I get the feeling that the top muckety-muck guys, I think they were just taking all the money, just running it into the ground, and let it fail. Even when people wanted to buy the name for use in the USA, they wouldn't agree to it. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not inside Toys R Us. As far as YouTube Red, you know, even Leo's going to talk about it in a moment, that, you know, YouTube Red, I love YouTube Red because I get to watch YouTube ad-free. No commercials pop up. I get to download videos. I love YouTube Red. Now it's called YouTube Premium. But even worse, so now they give out free trials for people to try out YouTube Red, which I understand. But guess what? When people are on the trials and they're watching our videos, we don't get any revenue as far as I know, because we only get a share of the earnings. And if they're on a free trial they're not paying for, no money coming in, there's no money to share. That's okay. I'm encouraging you to check out YouTube Premium because it's a fantastic experience. Ad-free experience, no banner ads pops up. And then when I do the ad break right there, it just 1 second goes by and then it goes right to the video. No banner ads popping up, so annoying. It's okay because they pay the bills. But anyways, check it out. Willie Francis, I definitely like the content with Hot Wheels cars, trucks, and vans you cover on your channel, especially the part when talking about copyright violations, do's and don'ts. I have 1 new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. As far as copyright, I try to be respectful, try to use things in a fair use. I have something coming up, it's fair use, but I'm still trying to snip just a little bit. Leo Kim Video, I thought the comment was about YouTube Red, YouTube Premium, but I forgot, sorry, it was a private conversation him and I were having, but he was talking about Toys R Us, you know, in the US, gone. Canada, still there. Some places down in the Philippines, that area is still there. Australia, not good. And, you know, Leo Kim Video, he's down in Australia. I prefer the licensed cars, but I'm an old guy. My local Toys R Us is in its last 9 days, and the percentage off is now up to 40%. Now, what's amazing is the Hot Wheels cars and sets are just sitting there. All the Lego is gone, totally empty shelves, and it was only 25% off. The other toys that are not moving is Disney Cars Toys. Seeing what toys move and what toys sit there is quite telling, quite a story. I'll take the Merc, all 3 of them. Yeah, you know, Mattel with the Hot Wheels, Disney Cars, and that kind of stuff, they produce a lot. Not only that, what happens, Toys R Us, it's like they buy a pallet of the stuff, and it'll be all the same case code. So you get all the same cars, and it'll be there for months and months and months. And this was a problem with what was happening at Toys R Us, is that you go every week and it's the same stuff. Why? Because it was the same stuff. How many people in that area do you think to have Lightning McQueen? You know, so that's the problem with the Disney cars and the Hot Wheels and the Monster Jam too. Monster Jam. All summer long, it was the same mix. Because everybody bought the cars that they wanted already. Let's see some new trucks. Maybe they should buy less and then get more intervals. So this way they get better mixture on the pegs. As far as, you know, He thinks YouTube Premium is could be causing an issue with earnings as well. Who knows? We have no idea. As far as the Lego, Lego toys, yeah, they hold their value better than most Hot Wheels. Couldn't tell you why, and that's why the Lego, when they were 25% off, gone. People bought it right away because you can't get discounts like that very often on the Lego products. Wyatt Stukowski asks RaceGrooves, what's the most favorite real car from Matchbox and Hot Wheels? By the way, my last name is pronounced Stukanovich.
But you mispronounced my last name. I know.
You got a C. You have a C right there in the name, right? I tried to spell it, but you got letters. You have letters in your name that you don't even use. My name, Kasimoff, Kasimoff.
Using an unneeded F.
Okay, so I have an extra F that I don't need either, but that's the way it goes. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Bye-bye.